I never had any homosexual episodes. I had a guy in college hit on me at my apartment. He put his hand on my knee, which I pretty much told him he had to go right then. I didn't flip out or anything. I just didn't want him around anymore either. And I've had some gay friends. It doesn't bother me, but I'm not gay in any way. Um, and I've never had any homosexual experiences. I've never kissed a guy. I've never had sex with a guy. Don't want to. Slightly maybe thought about it, but I mean, just it wouldn't. The grand total of all that's maybe 10 or 12 thoughts, and not something I'm really interested in trying. I I don't know exactly what this is asking me here, but I mean, I was always scared of rejection, I guess. Again, I felt like I was immature. Um, the first girl that was my girlfriend, we're still friends today, and I actually saw her on Halloween and spent some time at her sister's house with her family and my family. Um, I always got involved with younger women when I was in high school or whatever. You know, always talking to younger girls. Um, Definitely intimidated by any girl in my grade or older. Specifically, felt more comfortable around girls who were, 3 or 4 years younger than me, and don't know how else to put it. I mean, I just never was good with women until I went off to college. I had a few dates in high school. Never really had a girlfriend until I was in college, and that's about that. Let me see. I got to read this. This actually is kind of me on the head here. What has been your experience concerning the distortion may come when a person is too young emotionally to handle adult sex. There is involvement because of peer pressure or a desire to please another, not being in touch with adult feelings. Pretense sets up with which leads to anger, disappointment, and guilt. This will have a tendency to prevent normal sexual and emotional growth. That's a sounds like it just nailed me right on the head. Uh, that I have not had normal sexual and emotional growth. I really believe that may be the heart of all my problems. This guilt prevents the person from talking the feelings out with a mature adult, which I, of course, never did, which may result in the need to repeat the same pattern over and over again. Write down your experiences concerning this. Some girls are taught that men are interested in sex only. Some boys that they must be the greatest of all time. Yeah, I actually had like a lot of thoughts about shit. I actually had a lot of thoughts about being a stud. I wanted to be a stud. I wanted to be a great athlete. I wanted to have sex with a lot of women, and not just normal sex with women. I wanted to have wild, crazy sex with a lot of women. And I'd say I did a lot more than a lot lot of other people have done sexually. I don't know the number of women that I've had sex with, but I assume it's around 50 to 60. I definitely, when I got into college, got into some kind of flow of me being able to drink, which allowed me to talk to women without being scared. And of course, they were drinking too, which lowered their inhibitions. And, you know, when I went to college, I mean, I could go to parties and talk to girls and hook up. And, you know, I'm just going to, this is definitely bragging, I know, but I mean, I was good at it. You know, I was a pretty good looking guy, somewhat athletic, worked out in college, so I definitely was, at least physically, what a lot of women were looking for. I was not ready for a relationship. My first girlfriend, we dated for a year and a half, and after the first year I broke up with her, my mom made me feel so bad that I got back together with her, and I was with her for 6 more months, and eventually I was like, you know what, I just can't do this, so I broke up with her. I went to junior college for a couple of years, and that was when this happened. So basically, when I was 17, then turned 18, I started junior college, had my first girlfriend, had sex for the first time, and, you know, just, that didn't seem like the answer either. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I definitely enjoyed the sex part of it. There's no doubt about that. I mean, she was good looking and fairly kinky, and I probably could have been wilder with her back then, but I remember my, you know, church upbringing. I definitely thought that we were sinning and had some issues with it. She didn't, even though she'd grown up in church, she didn't care. You know, she was definitely interested in sex. We had quite a bit of sex, and you know, sexually we were pretty good partners, I'd say. I don't really think about her much anymore. I haven't seen her in forever, although I know she lives, you know, in the next town over. I know a little bit about her. I've sent some messages to her online. She's never returned any of those, but I've heard through the grapevine that possibly her husband is controlling, and she just probably doesn't want to get that ball rolling, so she doesn't respond to me, which is fine. You know, we hadn't talked in forever until I moved back to this area, and it kind of got me thinking about her again. And I would like to talk to her and just catch up and, you know, talk a little bit. But you know, I've seen pictures of her, and she's still an attractive woman. And, you know, I can't lie to you. I would definitely be somewhat attracted to her physically. But, you know, it's been 25 years or thereabouts since the last time we really talked. So much water under the bridge. Who even knows? Kind of lost myself here. I'm going to go ahead and stop that one there.